right, hey everyone, it's Wednesday evening and welcome back to Weather for Weather Geeks. We had a scattering of downpours once again out there this afternoon, leaving some torrential amounts of rain in some places. We'll get to the rainfall totals from today momentarily. I did want to start with a stat about yesterday, Tuesday, at the Youngstown Warren Airport. And of course, this is where our official weather observations and weather records come from. In Vienna at the airport, 2.11 inches worth of rain during the calendar day yesterday, making it the wettest single day of 2019. Now, of course, in some places, the wettest calendar day of this year may have occurred in late May or during parts of June or even more recently, but where our official records come from at the airport yesterday takes the cake for the wettest day of 2019 so far. All right, over the last 12 hours, we've added to those rain totals, no doubt. A couple of hot spots today, one around Cortland and the other closer to Grove City, and maybe just west of Grove City, over towards the 80 and 79 interchange over in southeastern Mercer County. Inch to even inch 3/4, close to 2 inches in some spots over the last several hours. Parts of northern and northwestern Mahoning County also did pretty well today with 3/4 of an inch to an inch worth of rain. When we back up and take a look at all the rain that's fallen since Monday, we've had a few rounds, of course, of tropical downpours. 2, 3, even close to 4 inches worth of rain, fairly common around and north of Interstate 80. South of Interstate 80, it's a whole different story. Much less rain down towards the 224 corridor and down into Columbiana County as well. But parts of Mercer County, 3-4 inches. Around Vienna and up towards Cortland, 3+ inches worth of rain, pretty common during the first few days of this week. And, these are places, actually, that got kind of dry during midsummer, so we don't want too much rain at one time, but some of this wet weather is some good news for those who weren't happy with their lawn browning up over the last couple of weeks. All right, as we look at the radar as of about 7:04 this evening, we have one last straggler, one last kind of drifter that's been over Stark County for the last hour or hour and a half. This is probably going to fall apart fairly quickly as we go through the 7 o'clock hour, but this still might graze parts of Columbiana County before it totally fizzles out. That's kind of the last hurrah. The rest of the region, dry. All right, not so dry along the East Coast this evening. A big severe thunderstorm watch extends from parts of New England around Albany, and it includes Boston, New York City, down into Philadelphia, D.C., Baltimore, kind of the I-95 corridor. Our air mass change is still about 36 hours away, a little less than 36 hours away, and this is where that drier air is now. This pocket of drier air is right here. This is a cold front, and this is the front that's going to spark our showers and storms tomorrow. It's moving across the upper Midwest right now, and behind it, boy, will that air feel nice by late tomorrow night and heading into Friday. All right, tomorrow is August the 8th, and this is the start of what we call solar autumn. We like our meteorological seasons, our astronomical seasons. I like to also talk about solar seasons. This is the 3 months of the year in which we lose daylight at the most rapid pace. Right now, we're losing about 2 minutes and 14 or 15 seconds per day. That rate will increase and then peak at about 2 minutes and 42 seconds per day during the second half of September and the first week or so of October. That's kind of the peak. We have a couple of weeks where we lose 2 minutes and 42 seconds a day. Right now, it's about 30 seconds less than that, but the days are becoming noticeably shorter. It's that time of the year. Still long days. We're, of course, only about 6 weeks or so removed from the solstice. So we've got a ways till the autumnal equinox, but we're about halfway now between the solstice and equinox, meaning it is the start of that 3-month period in which we lose daylight at the most rapid pace. All right, your Thursday forecast. Now, the timing of things for Thursday, kind of similar to today and yesterday. This is an afternoon deal. There's going to be a scattering of showers and storms. It's going to be luck of the draw once again. Some places probably will get some tropical downpours, and some places will not. And then we'll close the door on this unsettled pattern finally, or close the book, I should say, whatever metaphor I'm looking for, by tomorrow evening into the overnight. SPC has us outlined in the slight risk for severe weather. If you kind of look at this as a 1 to 5 scale like this, some people understand that a little bit better than the phrases that go along. What's the difference between low and slight and enhanced? It gets kind of confusing for some people. Think of it on a 1 to 5 scale. Tomorrow's about a 2. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if in tonight's late night severe weather outlook for Thursday, which will become the day 1 outlook, not going to be surprised if they trim the slight risk on the western side of this and maybe even bring it down to about Youngstown. I think the farther north and west away from Youngstown you are tomorrow, the lower the severe weather risk will end up being. I don't think things will initialize as far to the west as it looked originally. So I wouldn't be surprised if our area is kind of bisected tomorrow by kind of the 1 and 2 categories. I think the higher risk for severe weather is south and east of Youngstown, maybe including Youngstown as well. But again, the farther north and west you are, I think your severe weather risk is lower for Thursday. Wind damage, flash flooding, hail, the same kind of impacts and threats that we've had with our rounds of storms over the last couple of days. And the timing, early to mid-afternoon, winding down pretty quickly by late afternoon and early evening. All right, beautiful, beautiful weather coming up for Friday and the weekend as promised. Nothing has changed in our forecast. The humidity will be low. The sun will be out. High pressure will drop an anchor. It's going to be just fantastic through the second half of the weekend, and actually right into Monday. I now have a dry forecast into Monday as well. Our next rain chances will be during the middle of next week. It'll also start to turn a little bit humid again by next week. But we've got 3 consecutive just 5-star summer days coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. In the meantime, stay weather aware tomorrow. Make sure you've downloaded the Storm Tracker 21 app. Of course, I've got you covered. Our whole team has you covered. When weather threatens, you can count on us to keep you updated on social media on WFMJ.com and that Storm Tracker 21 app.